I know that people are going to kill me for this. And please hear me out, ladies and dudes. Please, don't be mad at me at this one. About which one of these versions is the all-time best for Death on the Nile, I will say that Kenneth Branagh's version is 10 times better than the one that came from in the 1978 version of Death on the Nile. I know you're going to boo at me for this. I knew it. That's for sure. But it's my own opinion and not anyone else's. If you know what I mean. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobop1987. This is my review for a day. And I gotta tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, I did found the 1978 version of Death on the Nile. And I gotta tell you the truth is right now, ladies and dudes. And I gotta say right off the bat, I have never read the book. I have never read the book at all. I know it's based by a novel and it's based by an author I really don't know of. But if I ever find that version of Death on the Nile that was based by a book, I promise to all of you that I will give it a read and see which one of these two versions is staying very faithful to the book. That's for sure. I swear to that. But for right now, let's go on to the other version of the Death on the Nile for my next movie review. And I'll tell you why. I really like it, but I think I like Kenneth Branagh's version way better. You know, something I gotta explain of. So let's head on to my next movie review of Death on the Nile in the 1978 version. We already know the story about it. It's a story about that private detective dude named Monsieur Poirot. He's on a vacation in Egypt and he's trying to get to know a happy married couple who got already married for kind of like a couple of weeks or so. And they're hanging on to a cruise vacation somewhere around in the river in the Nile. And everybody's starting to have a good time on this cool looking cruise and get to know the land of Egypt on the Nile. And then until one night, something terrible had happened. The bride got murdered for some unknown reason. And it's up to Monsieur Poirot and his right-hand man to find out who the heck did it before time runs out. That's all I could say about the main plot of this story. And I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about this movie? I will say it's pretty good. I will just say it's good, but not great. So around like a up in the middle with 1 point up, I think. I will say it's a good movie to watch, but not great. I will say it had a pretty good storyline for the most part, and the characters are likable. Sadly, I got one character who's pointless in the movie. I will say the casting is fine as it is, but there's one person who did steal the show for me. It has good cinematography, it had a very good score, and I enjoyed every single detail that happened in this movie. That's for sure. So let's head on to the strongest points and the weakest points of Death on the Nile, the 1978 version. I will say for the strongest point for this movie is getting to know the details from the second half all the way to the near end of the movie. I like a part where Monsieur Perron has to talk to every single passenger who is on the ship and try to get to know which one of them is responsible, is who did murder the bride. And I really like the part where he tried to make up a story to see which one of them who did it. But sadly, he got all of them wrong. They're all innocent people. They were just doing their own thing. That's for sure. But yeah, I will say the details is truly the best part that I love about this movie. And try to solve the mystery. That's for sure. And now let's go on to the most heartbreaking part about this movie review. Is the weakest points. Sadly, I got 5. 5 biggest, weakest points of the movie. And I know people are going to be upset about it. So, here goes nothing. The first major weak point of this movie is why the heck these people are smoking cigarettes and cigars. You know I hate tobacco. Tobacco sucks big time, and I know it happened in the 1930s in the real life. But I wish they should have known by now that tobacco is a really bad thing, and I don't want people to ruin their health. That's for sure. I don't want any more tobacco in a film. That's for sure. And I will say for the actor who did Detective Perron, he did a good job of playing the character fine, since he knows how to solve mysteries pretty well. But I think my major problem I have with the actor who played the character is he doesn't have a French accent. And I'm sure Monsieur Perron needs to be a French dude, and he needs to have a French accent. And his accent, he's just a British dude. You know, I'm sure he's British in real life, that's for sure. But he doesn't have a French accent, and his accent is completely off, sadly to say. I wonder if people should study an actor and try to find a good actor somewhere who needs to have a French accent. And make sure that the accent needs to be there in a film. Yeah, that's for sure. And another major weak point in the movie is the bride. I did remember the bride did get killed, but there was a part where when the lady was playing the bride who got murdered, she was breathing. Did anybody see the part where she was breathing? I did see the part where she was breathing during the time of shooting the film. I wonder if the people forgot to say, please stay still, don't breathe at all, just pretend that you're dead and all that stuff. I did see a part where the lady was breathing. That feels like a mistake in the movie. If people did pay attention to that scene where she did die in her bed. That's for sure. And there was another major weak point in the movie where Monsieur Perron and his right-hand man, there was one passenger that they hadn't talked to yet in the ship, and that is the main manager. I wonder if the main manager got involved with the mystery. After all, we did see him a couple of times here and there in the movie. I wonder why they didn't ask him a couple of questions, and you know, if he will be responsible of murdering the bride who's on the ship and all that stuff. That really did bother me in the movie. That's for sure. And now, the final main weak point of the movie, and I'm sure everybody will be mad at me for this, is I really don't like the actress who played this Jackie character. You know, the lady with the red hair? I really don't like the choice for this character at all. No, My major problem I have with the actress who played Jackie, I think she's a bit too childish and immature. She doesn't sound like a woman at all, and she doesn't look threatening or terrifying. I remember in the beginning of the movie, she sounds a bit too innocent, but she doesn't sound like a woman who's, who has a spicy flavor or being a tough woman and all that stuff. So I think they really did pick the wrong actress at the wrong time for this movie. I mean, I really don't... I know she's a famous actress and all, but I really don't like the choice they made. I think I like the one from Kenneth Branagh's version better. At least when this lady played that Jackie character, at least she's threatening and terrifying, and she's a tough cookie, and she can be very, very dangerous. That's for sure. What else I could say? Oh, by the way, I want to say hello to my little girl, Sadie. She hadn't been in a video for a while. Hello, Sadie, my sweet little girl. She's really, really hungry. She really wants her food, but I promise I will do it in a moment. So just hold on a minute, ladies and dudes. I gotta put her back in her favorite area. Good girl. Okay. Sorry about that. And now let's head back to my movie review. So yep, I got 5 major weak points in the movie. And I think you already know what they are. I don't want to recap it all over again, so you'll get to know it for yourself. And now let's go on to the characters. I'll go with one character that did stand out in the movie. And I will say this character is the best one of all. But it sucks that her character died somewhere at the close near end point in the movie. And I was so darn mad about it. But overall, I love this character so much. She's just awesome. And that is this really cool, entertaining lady played by our dear beloved Mrs. Potts, Angela Lansbury. I love this character so darn much. She is so darn fun and entertaining to watch. I mean, she had a really good storyline. She has a great personality, great attitude. She's just a wild and crazy lady, and she knows how to entertain people a lot. And I think Angela Lansbury had a really fun time with this character, and she just had a blast. I'm sure everybody's favorite scene in the whole entire movie are the 2 best scenes that feature this cool, entertaining lady. One is that she really wants to dance with Monsieur Perron's right-hand man, and she's really darn funny about it. And this guy doesn't know how much about doing a tango dance. He had 0 experience about it. That was really darn funny. And I really like the part where she is gonna try this brand new drink that she never tasted before. And I guess when the second time she drank it, she believes that this crocodile had truly lost its croc. That was hilarious. Yep. I think Angela Lansbury as this entertaining lady, I think she really did steal the show. She's really one of the best parts I love about that version of Death on the Nile. So yeah, that's the best one of all. And I'll go ahead and wrap it up. So here's my final thoughts of Death on the Nile, the 1978 version. Overall, the Death on the Nile, the 1978 version, I will say it's a very good movie to watch, but sadly it has a couple of flaws I found with this film. sadly to say. It had a pretty good storyline for the most part. The characters were likable, except for one I don't like that's not so great at all. I really like the cinematography of the film, and the casting is fine as it is. It had a very nice score, and it's a good one, but not the best. But I think I like Kenneth Branagh's version much better than this one. So overall, I decided to give this film a 7.5 out of 10. It's my opinion, not anyone else's. And tell me, ladies and dudes, what is your most favorite version of Death on the Nile? Is it this one or Kenneth Branagh's version? And did any of you read the book for some unknown reason? See which one of them is very faithful to the book? Well, whichever it is, leave a comment there, let me know, and I'll be back for more videos to come for the rest of the year. That's for sure. So, I'll see you guys later, and sayonara!